have to give Florida State a lot of credit for coming in here and playing the way they did. Their size just bothers us. They're so long and athletic, and anytime we were not able to put a lot of pressure on them, they threw the ball right to the rim and either laid it in or dunked it. And we were trying to figure out a way to counter that. And at the same time, their defense, forced us totally out of our offensive rhythm. We weren't even able to run offense. Started doing a lot of stuff, and it was designed to take guys off the bounce and try to score. Nijel Pack did a great job of bringing us back. Bensley Joseph did a great job pressuring and then getting some fast break layups. But overall, towards the end of the game, we just couldn't keep them off the foul line. They ended up shooting. Neither team shot well from the foul line. We were 14 for 24. They were 14 for 23. For us, a team that really needed to make those free throws, that was unfortunate because we've been a great free throw shooting team all season long. Questions?
Jim, did you feel, and you can comment whether you've seen this in a couple games, but that there was a little bit of an effort disparity coming out of the gate in the first half?
I think what you're seeing is different defensive styles. They're pressing full court, so you see great effort and denying, and they switch all the time, and they're contesting shots and stuff. So that's their style. We're not that big, can't do stuff like that. We're not that deep. So we have to be a little bit more conservative. We got to avoid foul trouble and stuff, and so that's what you're seeing. It's not effort. It's really style of play.
Not give your offense problems today?
Well, we start our offense normally with a pass to Norchad Omier, and then he hands it off or passed it to the next guy, and we couldn't do it. We came out in the second half, we backdoored them because we knew they'd be doing that, and they blocked the shot. That's the difference. Like, when you execute a play and the defense is still able to stop it, you got to give credit to the defense. It's not the offensive player, or we didn't do anything wrong, except we didn't get the 2 points. But that's when you have a lot of size and shot blocking ability.
Jim, you talk about depth. I looked at the bench points, so it was 40 to 14. I think they played 10 players like in the first 10 minutes or something. How can you counterbalance a team that does that?
No, that's what they do. I mean, they do that every game. It's not against us, it's against every team that they play. And we aren't that deep, so we don't do that. I've had teams that were really deep. Well, tonight I think we went 9 deep, or 8, maybe 8. But really what the game comes down to is you execute your game plan. They executed their game plan very well, and we had a very hard time at both ends of the court executing our game plan. Why? Because defensively they disrupted us, and offensively they're just so tall. I'll give you an example. The very first offensive basket for them, they ran a ball screen, and we helped with our 5-man, Norchad Omier. His man rolled to the basket, and his helper was Nijel Pack. Well, Nigel's 6 feet, and the roll man is 7 feet, or 6'11". So they just threw it up. He caught it and laid it in. There's nothing, we didn't do anything wrong. So we started, late in the first half, we started not helping on the ball screen. So what they did is Primo Spears started to come off those ball screens and hitting jump shots. Okay, what's the next thing? Well, in the second half, we started trapping them. That actually worked the best and got us back in the game. We were shooting for the lead. We were down 1 and had a wide open 3 in transition and could have taken the lead then. I think that would have really helped us. But instead, we missed. They got the rebound, went down and scored again, and they kept inching from 3 to 5, 5 to 7, and we could never get in front.
Yeah, you cut it to 2, 3 times in one little section. You cut it to 2 points, and then they just each time they came back with a basket right after.
Coach, I mean, obviously people have their eyes on Matthew Cleveland and his return game. People unfortunately know what happened last time he came here, and it wasn't the best of games for him. He's been on a great one recently. How do you look to kind of get Matthew back on track after a game he's probably beating himself up?
Yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about Matthew Cleveland. He's having a great season. I think coming into the game, he's leading scorer in the ACC, in ACC games. So I'm sure he'll be fine.
Coach, I want to ask you about the month of January, kind of up and down for you guys. You know, you want to lose one. Just what do you want to see from the team, kind of moving forward, and how to get that consistency back?
You mean would I like us to be a little more consistent?
What do you want to see from them, or how do you get it back?
Well, here's the way I look at it. The teams we're playing are really good teams too. We're a good team, they're a good team, and we have to figure out how to execute our game plan better than the opponent executes its game plan. And when we went to Virginia Tech on Saturday, both teams played very well. Both teams executed their game plan beautifully. But they had Sean Padula score 33 points. We couldn't stop him. Bensley Joseph was a hell of a defender, started on him, then Keyshawn George guarded him, then Matthew Cleveland guarded him, and still he just scored. Why? He's very, very good. But we were able to counter that by scoring at our end very well, and then got just a couple of critical stops right at the end of the game. They were shooting for the tie with, 12 seconds to go in the game? And they missed the shot. Nijel got the rebound with 4 seconds to go, so it was probably like 6 or 7 when he shot it. And we win by 3 or 4. So that game, this one is an entirely different game because of their height and their pressure. All right? The height helps them at both ends of the court. The pressure really affected our players. You saw early in the game, our press attack, we told our guys, don't wait for them to get back and play half-court defense. Just drive it to the basket and shoot a layup. What happened? Nijel Pack drove to the basket, shot a nice layup. Bensley Joseph drove to the basket, shot a nice layup. Well, Leonard switched the defense. He went from man to zone, and that slowed us down a little bit. We weren't able to attack that to score. We had to attack it, get across midcourt, and then run half-court offense, which, again, they disrupted very well.
Couple more?
Jim, you mentioned the free throw shooting, like 20 points or so below your season average. Do you think there's a reason for that, or is it kind of like bad bounce the ball?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be like asking me, why did we shoot such good free throws for so long? Like, well, we've got good free throw shooters. Why did they miss? Well, every game is different, and they're human, and sometimes they miss.
Coach,
What were you thinking of? Oh, go ahead, and then I'll go. Go ahead.
is there a certain player you look to when your team's down, continually being down? Do you look for a certain player or kind of a whole team effort to get your team back on track and bring the energy back?
Well, each game, again, is different depending on who's got the hot hand. Like, we felt like Nijel had the best chance. He ended up, Norchad had a double-double, but Matt only had 2 points. Bensley had 10. Wooga had 15. Nijel had 19. And we got 9 points from Keyshawn George, Michael Nowako 3, and AJ Casey 2. So when you look at a 40-14 discrepancy from the bench, that's hard for us to overcome because our bench is not going to score that kind of points. So do we look for one guy? Well, depends on the circumstances. Every game is different. We put the ball in Nigel's hand. He's our point guard. He's really smart and he can really shoot. He normally makes good decisions. Tonight, he ended up, 8 for 17, 3 for 11 from 3. It's not one of his best shooting nights, but still, I got tremendous confidence in him.
What were you thinking when he hit those back-to-back threes, Nigel, and the place erupted and went crazy? What was going through your mind at that moment?
What do we have to do defensively? If we're now scoring, what do we have to do defensively to stop them? Because it's not enough to score. We're still behind. We got to figure out a way to stop them. And again, they switched their offense. They quit ball screening, so we couldn't trap them. And again, it's like a chess match, and Leonard got me in checkmate.
Jim, given the
Go ahead.
Given the inconsistency that you're dealing with, are you like considering and the lack of depth? Is there anything that you can do to shake things up a little bit that might
Make a trade? Go to the portal right now?
Nigel, just they started off the game pretty hot. Just what were they doing on offense that made them so difficult to guard? And how much does their size affect you guys?
I mean, we knew coming into the game they were a really, talented team. Obviously, being in this league takes a lot of talent, and they were playing really, really well. They played together. Green came out, made a couple threes. They got them going outside, and then, they got into the paint. We knew that's what they like to do, and they were able to get there. And then when they missed, they already cleaned it up as well. So it's kind of clicking for everything for them, and we had to, figure out if we were going to step up and beat men, and that's what we ended up doing second half, and that's why we were able to come back.
Norchad, can you talk about their presence in the paint? I mean, they're so tall, they're so big, and you're right in the middle mixing it up with them. What did they do? Why were you guys unable to? Was it just a size mismatch, or was it more than that?
Yeah, I don't think it was a size mismatch. I mean, they're the biggest team in the country. So coming in the game, we know that they were gonna be big. So they just the first half they came. The whole night, just everything was clicking for them. There are games like that. I think we just gotta soak it in a little bit and then move on. And, just keep going.
Nigel, FSU showed just a ton of defensive pressure, both in the full court and the half court. Just how much do you think that kind of threw off the offense's rhythm?
Yeah, we knew that coming into the game, but that's not, we got so many playmakers on the floor, and that's what, we try to get into, and, every time sometimes shots don't fall, but we still put up 35 points in the first half, which is still really good, for us, and we just, came down to the defense, honestly. They put up 45 points on us in the first half, and that's unacceptable for us. That's, a lot of points, and we can't give up that many points. It wouldn't even come down really to the offense. It came down to the defense. We had to be better.
Norchad has kind of been up and down for you guys in the month of January. Just what do you want to see, or how do you want to see the team respond, moving forward, and what's it going to take to kind of find that consistency going on?
Like what you say, I just want to see how the team respond to adversity, because no matter what, no matter which league you play, you're always going to get adversity. And how the team respond to adversity, going to say a lot about us. So we just got to pull together, keep working, and focus, one game at a time.
Now, can you talk about the run that you guys made? You cut it to 2 points 3 times there with the threes from you, and I think maybe your basket, I'm not sure. What were you thinking at that point when you guys cut it to 2-3 times in a row?
I mean, pretty much the whole first half, I would say we were on our heels, and then we turned into the aggressor, and that's what changed the game for us. We started picking up full, we started guarding and flying around like we know how to do, and we were able to get them on their heels, and we had the chance right there. We cut it down, I think you said 3 times. We got to convert on that. We practice things like that, those situations all the time. We just got to be better at it. We're going to watch film and figure out what we did wrong, what we can do better, and continue to get better. We got a lot of games left, but we need to start, picking it up as of now.
Why do you think you guys are starting slow? Is it knowing that you have a lack of depth and you're going to have to play big minutes and you're trying to conserve yourselves for second halves, or it just seems like there's a pattern developing of slow starts?
I mean, honestly, I couldn't even tell you why. I mean, I just feel like, as a leader on this team, and everybody respects everybody on this team, it just comes out of, getting on people. We just got to be better when we start the game. We got to be better throughout the entire game, and we just got to finish the game well. I mean, it didn't even come down, to how we started. It was, how we played throughout the game. We had chances. We missed free throws. We didn't get the rebounds when we needed to, and that's what it came down to. So I just feel like we got to pick it up there, and I feel like we put ourselves in a good chance.
Kind of for whoever wants to take it, but obviously a big game for Matt Cleveland, playing against his former team the first time. Does it feel any different, kind of in a result like this when he's not able to get a win, against his former team that he's played with for 2 seasons?
Yeah, it's definitely tough for him. I know that, that feeling of trying to, want to play so good, especially playing against your former team, a lot of pressure on yourself and that he put on himself, and that's why, I'm glad we get to play them twice, it gives him another opportunity. And you can see guys, in the NBA play against their former teams, and it's really tough for them to go out and do really, really well. And I know how great of a player he is and how much he wants it. And I know he's going to come back and put in the work. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes off and have a great game in Syracuse just because of how much, he wants this and how much work he puts in.
Nigel, what areas do you think this team needs to improve the most to, reach its full potential?
It just comes down to discipline at the end of the day. I mean, I feel like we got every key piece. Our offense is great. We can stop guys on the defensive end, but it comes down to discipline. Do we rebound when we need to? We didn't tonight. Do we make free throws when we need to? And we didn't tonight. That's what it comes down to, our discipline We have a lot of leaders, we have a lot of older guys, but it just comes down to that. We know what we got to do, but we just got to do it when it matters.
I thought that we were successful today against a really good basketball team. We created a lot of challenges for us, style of play that we try to implement. They moved the ball very well. It was interesting how we had a tough time getting those rebounds. And I thought we were defending them, they were pretty well. But they found a way to get some open looks while when we were trying to really defend them. And they came back with their energy. And I thought our guys we had a dip there offensively where we almost kind of panicked a little bit. But we maintained our composure. And I feel very fortunate that we were successful against what I think is one of the best teams in the league.
Leonard, hello. Good to see you again. Coach L talked a lot about your game plan. He basically said it was a chess match and it was kind of like you checkmated him. That your game plan worked really, really well, better than their game plan worked. What was your plan going against this team? I mean, you definitely had the height advantage and depth advantage. What did you do tactically? What were you thinking going into this game?
We basically don't change our approach defensively. And that's worked for us over the years. We liked the pressure. We had to back it off today because they were making point-blank layups against our pressure. That was a great strategy that he used early in the game to negate, the pressure that we were putting on 94 feet. We adjusted, went to a more zone-type press, and then we finally at the end, we just backed off, played half-court defense. That's the good ball handlers. They got 5 guys on the floor. They have a position. If you don't guard them, they're always capable of hitting you for large numbers. And but I thought our guys, our effort, our deflections, and our steals, gave us some extra possession. Like our young kid, Taylor Bourne, he only played a few minutes, but he had 4 steals. I mean, the activity, I thought, is what gave us a big lift there in the first half, getting deflections and steals. And we had a hard time keeping them from driving, but that's what they do. When you have 4 guys on the floor that can all go left, all can go right, and plus all can shoot jump shots, that's a tremendous challenge for any defense. So we just came fortunate that we had enough good plays and enough easy baskets on deflections and steals that gave us a chance to come with a road victory in the ACC. Road victories are hard to come by.
I wanted to follow. Could I ask a follow-up if it's okay? Last year, you guys rallied from 25 down, and today they were down by 16, and they had a rally there where they closed it to 2 points 3 times. What were you thinking at, when Nijel hit that 3 and everybody went crazy? What were you thinking at that moment?
I have the unfortunate ability to just tune everything else out. I was only worried about winning the game. What happened last year, I didn't think 1 minute about it. I knew we were up 2. We had to figure out a way how to win the game. I mean, in the ACC, 70% of the games are decided by 4 points or less. So that's just the way it is in our league. And you have to mentally be prepared for it and don't allow yourself to be distracted. And I thought during that period, like Cam Cohen's shot with the clock running down was a big basket for us. I thought Gainey, who actually got fouled several times, he shooting about 40% from 3. He had a couple free throws there, and Deontay Green got us off to a good start and only played a few minutes, but he gave us a big lift at the beginning of the first half and the beginning of the second half. My point is that we won this game by committee, by everybody contributing a little bit, and that's who we are. We don't have, let's say, a go-to guy that we consistently go to. We try to win games by getting the best out of each one of our individuals, and we just happen to come away with a victory today.
And Coach, you've come down here and won 6 straight games in Coral Gables. Is it a little extra sweet to get a win in Coral Gables?
Well, this is a business trip for me, and you got to win a game and you got to move this game could have gone either way. I mean, so it's not like I feel like I need to take a bow, because we got Clemson coming in here this weekend. And if you start celebrating too much or getting into your feelings about winning games, then take away from your focus on the next game. And so in reality, I feel good about this, but we had enough dips in this game. We had enough things that's obvious that we need to continue to keep working on for us in order to have something to be proud of. And so I still have visions of us losing to Lipscomb. We lost enough games that I'm in check. You gotta be successful, enjoy it for the moment, and then move on.
Coach, I know you don't want to get into your feelings too much, but 5-game winning streak, what do you feel like has turned things around for you guys as a team?
That's the word. I think we become more and more of a team. We still got a lot of work to do. I thought tonight we had about 7-8 possessions where we took some quick shots without moving the ball. But I think we're getting closer into developing that unity, that together. I was telling Michelle the other day, I only have one player that's been with me for 3 years. Everybody else is either first or second year players. And normally we build our program from within, so we have juniors and seniors who've been in the program for 2 years, and they kind of in sync with what we like to do. Right now, we're still trying to develop who we are, trying to develop a rotation. But our effort is getting good, our aggressiveness is getting better. We are moving the ball a little bit, and we have some guys who can make plays. And we just got to find a way to keep improving else.
Hey, Leonard, Miami had a lot of guys leave, go in the portal, and that's impacted their depth. And you've been able to put a team together this year where you have depth. How hard is it to get a 10-deep rotation in today's college basketball world?
Well, we didn't always have a 10-deep rotation. We had 4 guys of those 8 guys that were out at one time. And so we struggled early in the year of just not having that quality depth. So the way we play, we need that, because we like to pick up 94 feet. We like to push the ball as much as possible. And when we deny the ball, we switch 1 through 5, we deny the wings, and that takes a lot of energy. In other words, if you have one guy taking possessions off, then something ugly will happen. So we still trying to develop that. Whereas we don't have a team of guys who already have done that for 2 years, and they're stepping in their 3rd year, and everything is moving. The guys who've been with me the longest are my walk-ons.
But I think you played, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you played 10 guys in like the first 10 minutes of the game.
Well, I don't count numbers. I just, but we it's effort. Guys are actually to come out, and experience tells us if a guy's been on the court 5 minutes, without asking for a break, he's either tired or he's taking some plays off. That's just what we've learned over the years. So we just try to keep guys fresh, so that we can sustain our effort. We had to do that when I was here in Miami because we were going against 9 Hall of Famers and guys who were loaded with talent from their neighborhood and in the Big East. And so we had to try to find a way to compete with that. And that system kind of worked for us for a long time.